I've been diving in Anilao since I was a kid. My parents were instructors, so I learned at 11 years old in Anilao. Anilao and I have a very long history. But the dive experience was wonderful. The DOT secretary has done a great job. I always like to be surprised. There is no such thing as an identical dive. Anilao is one of the best dive spots we have in the Philippines. There's just so much to see and do here. If you're scared of anything underwater, trust me, the animals are more scared of you. I've been diving in Anilao since I was a kid. Actually, my parents were instructors, so I learned at 11 years old in Anilao. Anilao and I have a very long history. But the dive experience was wonderful. Visibility could have been a little bit better, but I'm very happy actually with the second dive site we went to, Twin Rocks. My dive buddy and I, Gage from Paddy, saw the big school of jacks, and the first dive we saw a large barracuda. So yeah, it's always nice. I think Anilao is one of the best dive spots we have in the Philippines, especially if people, underwater photographers, they like the macro photography there. And it is really one of the best places in the world for macro. Well, I always like to be surprised. There is no such thing as an identical dive. Even if you're diving the same spot hundreds or even thousands of times, every dive is different because you never know what you're going to see. There might be a couple of resident animals that you know, like, okay, they're generally around this area. The School of Jacks is generally around Twin Rocks, but not everyone sees them all of the time. But then you always spot something new, something different. Maybe it's a different clownfish, or it might be a frogfish, or something more elusive that's just passing by, a large pelagic like a manta ray, or they've even spotted whale sharks there at times. So yeah, you never know what you're going to get. I think the DOT secretary has done a great job of explaining during the DOT dive experience what their intentions are. I know that conservation and community development are two very big things, and recognizing the importance of conserving our oceans so that it also generates income for the local communities, and I think that's very important. I'm a big proponent of ocean conservation, and it is important. I mean, I want to conserve the ocean for the ocean's sake, and I know how important it is for humanity as a whole, but also recognizing that the local communities make money out of ecotourism pesos is highly important. And if we can put an economic value on it, then I believe that more people are inclined to want to protect it. Because not everyone is a scuba diver. Not everyone can appreciate the importance of the ocean. Not everyone can appreciate that the fish on their table is coming from conserving the ocean and increasing our fish stocks by having marine protected areas. But if you can tell them, okay, you guys can earn tourism pesos from this if you conserve it, then it's more of a real world transaction that they can relate to. That, and then also I like the fact that they are investing in the safety for divers. So putting in additional hyperbaric chambers in different parts of the Philippines, I think is very important. Heaven forbid there are any dive accidents, but if there are, it's very important that you get the person that needs the chamber to one as soon as possible, and so you need them in the convenient dive locations. Well, you know what, guys? We are a nation of 7,641 islands, I believe, and it is an archipelago within the Coral Triangle. The Verde Passage right here in Batangas is the center of marine biodiversity in the world. Every year they're discovering new species, particularly of small nudibranchs, the sea worms here. We have, outside of Batangas, there's also Tupataha Reefs, which is one of the greatest scuba diving locations in the world. We have award-winning photographers here. There is so much to see and do. If you want shipwrecks, you can go to Coron. If you want like amazing drop-offs and large pelagics, then you can go to Tupataha. If you want to dive with the elusive thresher sharks, you can go to Malapascua. If you want to, there's just so much to see and do here. You could be here for 20 years or even a lifetime and still not see it all. If you're scared of anything underwater, trust me, the animals are more scared of you than you are of them. Whenever I see a shark, I'm trying to get as close as possible, but they always swim away. So really, yes. Here in the Philippines, we have nothing for you to worry about. The only thing you should worry about are things that you touch. If you put your hand on coral, then the coral might be poisonous and you might get a rash or something, or you might put your hand on a stonefish or a sea urchin. So the important thing is, for your own safety and for the safety of their coral reefs, is don't touch anything, all right? You touch coral, they could die, and you could get injured.